Jehovah, there is no one that is above you. You sent your son and he died for my sins.
Everyone under the sound of my voice, go check out the new single by Prophetess Talitha. The song is called Jehovah and it's available on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. And the link is right there at the top line of the description box. Go check it out right now. I appreciate y'all.
Jehovah, there is no one that is above.
Absolutely. If you want to advertise on this channel as well, email me right now. You see it right there on the screen. OGod at hiphopun.com. That's OGOD at hiphopun.com. And be sure to definitely check out our sponsors. So we got some breaking news, man. Shannon Sharpe folds to the pressure of Tony Buzbee and his accuser, and he settles out of court after right being sued for $50 million. Now we actually ran this story, it was a lady that Shannon Sharpe was dealing with, some time ago. She was, very young, maybe 19, 20, 21 years old, and she came out and accused him of some very, very not only sexual things but some physical things, and it was a big mess. He stepped down from one of his shows at ESPN. And it was really ugly. And at the time, Shannon Sharpe, stood on his moral, he stood on his principle, and he said, look, I'm fighting this all the way to the end. But we just got word that they actually settled. They settled, and obviously the terms are not available. But here's what Tony Buzbee, who was the overzealous lawyer that's going after everybody in the industry. He put on April the 20th, 2025, the Buzbee law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutual agreed upon, that we have reached a resolution. All matters have been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will be dismissed with prejudice, meaning that this lawsuit can never be brought back in court. If it was without prejudice, then the lawsuit can happen again. So a lot of people are going to look at this, right, as a sign of guilt. But I want to break this down. First of all, a lot of cases, right, settle. If I'm not mistaken, it's a high percentage. When you see people going to court, when you see people suing and different things like that. So a lot of settlements, the vast majority actually, close to about 95%, are resolved through settlements, dismissal, and plea agreements, whether it be criminal, or civil, because, the lawyer fees are so high, litigation costs so much money that you could be looking at the hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you get in a week or two of trial, or sometimes even with discovery and hiring different, experts for this and experts for that. So it can get very, very, very costly. So in my opinion, right, I'm not going to say that it 100% says that Shannon Sharpe is guilty. You see, I'm breaking it down like this. Sometimes, man, you got to count the cost, and as much money as he had, but I'll say this, we were under the impression that he was going to fight this, right? That he was going to fight this thing all the way to the end. But that's you're going to show your bravado in the beginning. But as more things start to come out, as discovery comes out, as the evidence begins to mount, your lawyers start talking to you and say, look, man, this is what it's going to cost you. This is what you can lose. Just settle. We'll keep the, terms of the settlement, confidential. And, we'll take the hit on your reputation and we'll move forward. You still got your podcast. Even you might be able to go back to ESPN, you know what I mean? Because you settled, but he's going to have to answer those questions. He's going to have to deal with public perception, or the public, I should say scrutiny of people just thinking, oh, you guilty. You settled. You guilty. Why you settle? You guilty. Why did you settle? You guilty. If it was me, I will fight the whole thing. If it was me, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because again, what's the cost? As somebody said, somebody suing you for $30 million. Let's just say that, right? And you worth 50. You like, all right, look, I'm gonna have to spend like 2 or 3, maybe $4 million on lawyer fees. I could lose money in the future. Let me just settle. Or let's go on a lower amount. Somebody suing you for $100,000, right? $100,000, right? You may have it. You may, have access to it. You got a good business that's thriving. You say, you know what? Look, in the interest of harmony, to get this shit off the books, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to keep throwing endless money and giving it to lawyers. I'll give you 15,000 and we settle the case. 15, right? So this is what, but a part of me feels like it would have got very ugly from the videos, from the audios that came out, right? If we now are exposed to all of this, it's just going to damage his reputation, win or lose. That's what his attorneys were weighing. They said, okay, we can fight this. We could be Macho Man and fight this and spend a few $1 million. Yeah, let's do it. But what are you going to lose? Because every time something comes out, every time an audio, every time interrogatory, every time, a statement, something that comes up, something that's leaked to the media, something that was said, something, text message, anytime something leaked, that's a hit on your reputation. Boom, boom, boom. To the point where sponsors and shit saying, I can't mess with this dude. He's a monster. We got to end the show. We got to stop this booking. We can't bring him back to ESPN. The people who's running the podcast, I'm sure, if it's his and Ocho, cool, but I'm sure they got investors and, not only investors, advertisers that say, you know what, I'm pulling away from this shit. I can't do this. You see what this dude did? This is going to look bad. Me standing next to someone that said this. So it is minimal damage to his reputation, right? It's minimal damage. Now, again, exactly what I said is true. If he would have continued, win or lose, he would have lost. Just put it like that. If he would have continued, win or lose, he would have lost. So in actuality, this is actually a win. I don't know how much he paid out. We probably will never know because they'll probably keep that confidential. Maybe it was 10 million. Maybe it was 5. I don't know. But it's a win for Shannon Sharpe. But it's an L for us brothers. It's an L for men. It's an L for us brothers, though. It's an L for us. Right? But, you live and you learn. Dame Dash going through, not a similar situation, but, see, in business, right? When you become successful enough, you're going to get some type of a law. You make yourself a target. You're going to get some type of a lawsuit about something. It just comes with the territory. It's about how you handle it. Like Jay-Z said, media meddles and sue you settle. Every step you take, they remind you ghetto. So it's tough being Bobby bound. To be Bobby then, you got to be Bobby now. The question is to have had and lost better than not having at all. Jay-Z, the prophet. Send a check over. Say, nah. But Jay-Z, that's what he said. They sue you, you settle. It's just another day in the world of business. You settle when you move on. I'm not. So that's my thoughts about it. I'm not going to be here all day. I do want to defer to you guys. What do you think? Do you think it infers guilt? Do you think that it infers guilt that he quickly settled? After he's saying he was going to fight this and she was a liar and all of this. For a lot of people, it is. I get it. But I want to hear your thoughts. Or are you feeling like I'm feeling? Like, do I think that he used certain things that happened? Absolutely. But again, me being a business person and a logical thinker and an analytical thinker and an outside the box thinker, I already know what the conversation was. I'm like, all right, look, man, shit. Yes. Give her 10. I give her 15. Because she was going for 50. So, all right, 15. All right, that's 15. I'm going to lose, but I'm going to gain it back. But if I go forward with this, I spend 5, win or lose, I lose endorsements. I lose this. I lose that. I lose this. I lose that. I'm going to end up losing probably hundreds of millions of dollars just continuing this lawsuit, win or lose. Let me pay her 15 and walk away. What do y'all think? Also, like I said, if you want to advertise on this channel, hit me up right now. If you want to advertise on the channel, hit me up right now. OGOD at hiphopun.com. You see it right there. Oh God, right there. Oh God at hiphop UN right there .com. Hit me up right now. I'll put my email at the second line of the description box. I want to hear what y'all got to say though. Let's let these comments flow in, man. Let them flow in. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Support your boy. Let's get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. But I need y'all support to do so. That means hitting the thumbs up and quickly to sharing the video, sharing it to X, sharing it to Facebook, or texting to someone real quick. Please, a couple hundred people do that. We in business. At bare minimum, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate y'all. Peace.